She came to the East Coast for the first anniversary of her sister's death. It was the Shia way, to mark the death day, first at 7 days, then at 40, and finally at 1 year. Not that Mitra was a believer. She came because she felt sorry for her mother, still crestfallen and clutching tightly to the traditions she'd been trying to instill in her 2 daughters since they were born at Bergen County Hospital. Mitra had fought hardest against those rituals: Persian New Year parties, Zoroastrian festivals, Ramadan fasting. But now Mitra was her mother's only child. Dawn at Kennedy Airport. Round-edged melamine furniture, miles of burgundy carpet, burnt coffee smell, the air of a banquet hall the morning after a raucous party. A janitor harpooned candy wrappers and dirty napkins from the floor. Mitra heard the drone of a vacuum cleaner as she ordered an espresso from a cafe cart, then took a seat at the end of a bank of bucket chairs facing the windows. She was in no hurry to escape the boundaries of transit. On the tarmac sat a gaggle of airplanes, tinged pink in the daybreak. From a distance, say from the point of view of the logy barista who had served her espresso, Mitra looked unapproachable. This was not only because the barista was a young 20-something and Mitra just over the cusp of 40. Despite her jeans, plain white shirt, and tight-fitting leather jacket, Mitra exuded the self-assuredness of a power-suited executive. And there was strength in her face, the olive skin, chocolate eyes, long arched eyebrows, and especially the angular nose, not exactly hooked, not exactly humped, but definitely a feature that would have inclined most girls to opt for a slight surgical correction. Mitra scalded her tongue on the coffee, and her eyes watered. One of the airplanes trembled at the strain of its full-on engines, and she remembered tramping across the tarmac all those years ago, in the shadow of her parents, little Anahita clasping her ears and squinting against the noise of the rush of air, while Mitra jumped and giggled in the thrilling vortex of mechanical energy. Mitra belched softly, rubbed 2 fingers over the heartburn behind her sternum. Espresso and anxiety, well-behaved on their own, rambunctious as urchins together. She dropped her coffee into a trash can. Transit was just another word for limbo, and there was no such place, except maybe death. She got up, kicked her carry-on to a wheel-perfect slant, and made her way toward the moving walkway. Nearing the edge of transit, she quickened her pace, focused on the resolute clip-clop of her heels on the terminal's stone floor, and on a faraway exit sign not once eyeballing the small crowd of impatient, neck-craning welcomers, straining at the stanchions and barrier ropes. And yet, she caught a whiff of Anahita's Chanel No. 9, a glimpse of little Nina's pink hair ribbons, a snatch of Niku's pubescent belly laugh. Phantom memories. The car crash had taken all 3 of them: sister, niece, nephew. At baggage claim, Mitra stepped outside and bummed a cigarette from an oily-haired businessman with a French accent. She hadn't smoked in 15 years.